Good afternoon, everybody. Friday again. I mean, it's quite sunny outside when you think it's October today, but not to worry. As long as it's warm inside and you've got, a nice comfortable space, feet on the floor, and we've got all the things we need just to sort of work on this tile. So you'll notice it's a different shape today. I thought it's about time we did something a little bit different because we've not done a round tile in quite a while. So thought, let's give it a go for 178. Goodness me. So, okay. Oh, what else do I have with me today? I have a pen, pencil and tortillon. I do have some coloured pencils. And again, it just depends on how I feel when I get to the other side, if I use them or not. But you can use whatever you like. You could ink it first if you want to, ink it after, whatever you want to do. But just sort of have a bit of a relax and sit and enjoy and tangle along if you can, even if it's just a quick sketch, just so you get the idea. I do have a little stencil with me today. You can, it's just a small circle. They're all in the essentials and things like that. So that's what I'm going to work with, just to sort of get me going, about in the middle. And it's only a guide, so if you don't have anything to draw around at hand, don't worry about it. And of course, if you've not got a round tile, don't worry about it. You can use a square one. This is the same size, it's just got the corners chopped off. Okay. And let's put a little mark in the middle so I know where I am. Okay, that's all I'm going to use that for, just to give me that shape. And it's sort of in the middle. I say, yeah, if I've got a tile here, look, there's a square one. You can see I've cut it. Look, there you are. Same size. I've just cut the corners off. So not to worry about that. You don't have to. So okay. All right then. All that stress and anxiety over with doesn't matter. So I'm just going to mark out a couple of guidelines here. So just sort of quite lightly through the centre. I'm going to turn it round. Oh, there's something nice about turning a round tile along and down there. Okay. And then I'm going to do the same again through the centre this way. Now you're not going to see this line when you've finished, so you don't need to do it too dark at all. It's keeping it going. There you go. Into that one and along there. So I've got a bit of a dartboard almost, isn't it? Yeah. Now I know some of you are going to have a little bit of a panic when you see the tangle we're going to do, but I don't want you to. I want you to just take it easy and all will be well. Okay, so, oh, Joanne, can you send it me again? I might have done, but it's been a bit of a crazy week. So, okay, are we ready then? I'm going to start by working along one of the lines and just working within this sort of circle here. So I'm just going to bring on all the way up. And then when I get towards the top, I'm going to curve it a little bit. Now you might want to sort of watch what I'm doing here first. I'm going to stop there. And then I'm going to go from this point back down to here. Okay. And then I'm going to do another. But I'm going to take it from this here. I'm going to go a bit larger just so you can see what I'm doing. All right. So I'm going to take it from sort of this line and bring it in here, but I'm going to go a little bit smaller. And then back down. And then along again and even smaller. And down. Okay. So let's turn the tile. And I'm going to do the same on this one. So along as before, up and round. There we go. And then back down. All right, just make sure when you're doing this one that you're not really holding your pen tightly. Just sort of relax with it. You see, you're almost coming back round. You're sort of stopping at maybe the 3 o'clock mark there. And then coming back down. And same again, but again, each one gets a little bit smaller. See, about 3 o'clock again. and then bring it down. Let's turn it again. And along. And round we go. And then back down. Oh, Rose. It's still a micron pen. It's one of their limited editions because it's their 100th year this year, Sakura. So they did a limited edition pen range. I did sell them a little while back. It's the same thing that just looks prettier. Hang on a second, there you are, look. So yeah. Although pens, there are some coming. There we go. Just take your time with it. And then along again. There we are. And back down. And then a smaller one. And back down. Yeah, they just, the black and gold are fabulous, but they're the same as the regular microns. They just look prettier, I think. I kind of like the black. Alright, so there we go again. Don't try and get them exactly the same, it doesn't matter. As long as you've got 3 in there. And again. So, it's lovely to come on in. I do glimpse some of the comments because obviously I'm drawing. It's nice how everybody's, getting, you all sort of know each other, and even if you don't, if you're new, then people welcome you. It's lovely. It's nice that we're all still a little community, isn't it? All right, next one. Along and up. Oh, that one's a bit square, but that's okay. You're not going to notice it in a little bit. There we go. It's because I was looking at the next line thinking, oh, that's a bit close, but it's not. It's how it was. All right. So here we go. Same with this one. Round and along. And down. And again. Okay, one more. There we go. That's quite nice, isn't it? Let's have a look at that. See where we're at with it. Okay, so far so good. So let's have a look a bit larger again. Okay. So now I've got a space here, and I'm not going to get all of them in, but let's see what we can do. So I'm going to come now and do it this way. Oh, tricky. There you are. One that way. And then, all right, just see, it's just going to go underneath, but that's fine. There it is. And then, is that a thing? I don't know if there's a cure. You see how it sort of goes underneath? That's absolutely fine. Square bubble disease. Oh, good grief. There we are. Get a nice round one in there. And back down. Now, of course, if you find it easier drawing it, I know I'll do it on this one, drawing it this way, yeah, you can, you can do it that way. It doesn't matter. Please don't think my way is the only way. There are alternative versions. So if you find a way that's easier for you, that's absolutely fine. And to this one. There we go. Round we go. And back in. All right. And then on to the next one. So eventually they will sort of start to flow. They'll all look a little bit different, but then again, we're all different anyway, so that's to be understood. But it's well, however you make them. Yours might be a more oval shape. Rose, that's a good idea if you want to half the middle just to give it a guide. whatever works. It's not meant to be stressful. So don't think they're going to be the same as mine. They're going to be different. I must admit, I do look at some of your work online now and I think, my goodness me, I'm going to have to up my game. Some fabulous pieces. I know you're mixing it with all sorts of crafts. Recently I've noticed a couple of the parchment pieces, and I like that you're using other things. I think there was some crystal dot stamps. They were really lovely, and you were putting the tangled frame around the outside. So it's lovely to sort of see how you're using it, because we always say it's not just about doing this on its own, it's about mixing it with other crafts that you've got already. So yeah, we love to see it. Okay, oh Chris, that's okay. See, I've got a really little one there, look, but that's fine. If you can't get the tiny ones, it doesn't matter. It's all fine. Okay, so let's have a look now at this next stage. Now, I'm going to sort of, you see I'm in the middle. It doesn't matter where you start, but I kind of like to, I'm going in towards the place. Oh, hey Jane. What I'm going to do, I'm going to sort of go just a little bit further in. So I'm just going to have a little border there maybe. And again, you might want to watch this to see where it sort of goes. So I'm going to start by creating another one of those curves. We see I'm going this way, so I want to go into like the 9 o'clock position, you see? And then bring it back down. Okay. And then I'm going to go this way. See, it's going to go underneath. And then imagine where it's going to end. And then I'm going to do it this way. And then I'm going to put a little one in there. Okay. So I'm going to do the same on this one. Now when I say the same, I don't necessarily mean it's got to be an exact match. They're all going to look a little bit different. There we go. So then this way, you see it goes underneath, so I just sort of lift my pen just so I can gauge where it's going to be. Same this way. Now if you can only get 3 in, that's fine. But, I'm managing 4 there. Okay, I'm just going to join that line there. Next one. Oh. So again, see I'm leaving a little bit of a gap between the border and around and down. And then back up. See, it's sort of imagine where it's going to be. And down. And the same again. And that way. Okay. Oh, Pat, I did get my Mickey Mouse blanket out the other night. I must admit it was a little bit nippy. But, needless to say, it got nicked. But I think our heating comes on at a set temperature, so yeah. But I did manage to sneak my blanket back and it went on the bed last night. So half of it's hanging off this morning. I think somebody's been on there trailing it round. I think little Benji's been at it again. Okay. So you can see that I'm continuing this little shape. Chris, I know. Do you know he's always the one that is like, I don't know why you need another blanket on. Don't know. I think he's got an inbuilt thermostat. He's always the right temperature. Although I'm not staying at home tonight, so John's got a fend for himself. And, you know, as long as he feeds the dogs. There we are. This It's obviously it's a long way to go to the studios tonight because I've got an American show, and then of course I've got to be open there for early tomorrow because I've got the luckily it's not the 7:30 show, so we get a little bit of a lie-in. Not that I do, but I've got the 8:15 show in the morning. So yeah, I think it'll be the 9 o'clock one for the US tonight, back to the hotel and then off to sleep. Trust me, after this week it's been a bit crazy. I could do with an early night. So we're in and there, and then yeah, all day Saturday at the studio, and then back home. Okay, let's have a look then. Okay, so not too bad so far. Look at that. It's just we've done exactly the same pattern or tangle. Nothing crazy different. So okay, let's have a look. I'm going to bring it a little bit bigger again. Now if you want to imagine halfway, you could always come in with your pencil and just put a little mark if you want to. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to take this first one here and I'm going to bring in one of those curls. Okay, you see? So then again, if you want to go ahead, and I might just, let's just do that. Let's just put a little mark in each one there, just to help us out. And then here, I'm just going to go along again, just towards that mark, and down. You see, so I'm keeping it the same. The next one. Oh yeah, Rose, yeah. If you look at from a new perspective book as well, it's got the wrong picture. In answer to photographs on the website for Create and Craft, yeah. But we're on it. It's sort of communication, isn't it? It's a lot of people it goes through and all sorts of things. There we go. Okay. So I'm just continuing with this shape all the way around this circle here till I've gone all the way around, you see. So then, feeling brave, we can do it the other way. That's the first one. And remember, if you want to, stop at the point where we've got that curl. So you can sort of stop when you get to there, and then do the second line in. If you're confident enough, you can do it all in one swoop, like that. But you don't have to. They always drop the price, but I'm not sure 100% what it is, if you know what I mean, but they do. So it is, because it's a pick of the day. There we go. And the next one. Into the middle again. And then around and back again. There we go. Okay, let's have a look at this. All right, so far so good. That's what we're sort of aiming for. It's kind of nice, isn't it? Like that. So, okay, I'm going to just now rub out those pencil lines that I've got in the middle. Now, yours are going to be so light, you're not going to see them anyway. I'm not going to take a massive amount of time, as long as some of them are gone. So this is where we're at the minute. So let's have a look at these shapes. And what we're going to do is I'm going to go this way. I'm going to bring one out here. You see? So if I repeat that all the way around, just doing that exact same shape there, just working it nice and gently, round we go. There we are. It's amazing, isn't it, when you are using one tangle how it can suddenly look quite complicated. But we've done exactly the same thing. We've just turned it round. Just, you know, mirror imaged almost. There we go. And then, of course, on the other side, I'm going to do the same again. There we are. Same on this one. Just sort of working it. They don't need to touch if they're, you know, they're all going to be slightly different. But maybe I am just sort of using the one, you know, sort of already drawn there, just as a guide for how tall I'm going to make it. It's lovely, isn't it? It's really sweet. Okay. And just next one. Now, of course, at the minute, it's all lines and there's no particular depth. We've not changed the thickness, things like that. So it's all pretty much 2D at the minute. But let's bring in an aura. I'm just going to draw the shape of whatever lines that creates there. Okay. There we go. Now we've got a choice. I think I'm actually going to fill it with bubbles. I'm not going to make them too big. But the idea is I want to leave a few gaps so I can fill them. There we go. Just adding a little bit of a change to the main piece. There we are, see? Okay. So let's do this one. And just follow it round. Doesn't matter if it creates a slightly different shape each time, it's fine. And then again, just sort of fill it in with bubbles. Just taking my time. I do want to leave some gaps, as I said, so I'm not too concerned if they don't get filled in. Just going ahead and doing that. And then the next one. And bringing in those little pieces there. See, that's a slightly different shape, but that's okay. So they're not meant to be the same. Just makes it that bit more interesting when you look at it. It's kind of nice, isn't it, that way? Alright, just filling in those little gaps there. And then onto this one. Again, we're not doing anything that's really technical today, but it's just about filling in those little sections, bit at a time. Just watch it build. This would look really nice with a white pen, do you think? Use a different colour, maybe one of those icy blue kind of tiles. It would look quite snowflake-like. Or you could ink your tile first and then go over with different colour pens. Oh, Rose, the essential stencils. They've been out for a long time now, and they come in a pack. There are 3 sets in a pack, and in one of the packs you get circles and squares to do what we call Zen buttons, and you do get some instructions on how to do that. And then there's one set that's got like patchwork shapes, you know, like hexagon. I think there's a heart. I can't remember the other shape in there. And again, you get little frames and things. They fit on tiles, though. They're lovely to use. And in the other one, you get squares, circles, and triangles. So it's everything you could possibly need to create basic shapes all in one set. Oh, it would, Louise, yeah, it'd make a nice Christmas card. So yeah, and again with the two sets, you get some instructions on how you could make, you know, different designs with them. They're only little. They sort of I think they fit in an A6 bag, so they're not as big as our regular tiles, but they stencils, but they're sort of tile size. Oh, Kimmy, that's great. I'm glad you got them. We packed them well. You know, with a tin, you always get a little bit worried that they're gonna get damaged. So I'm glad you got them. They're nice pens. I'm not sure if I have any of those left now. They're really nice. Okay, so again, just sort of filling in. There we are. Okay, let's have a look at where we're at then. Okay, not bad. I think at the bottom of these here, I'm just gonna bring in a little swirl. Let's see, do that at the bottom of each one. Just sort of finishes it off, doesn't it? Gives it that little bit of an end section to it. Okay, turn it round that way. There we go. Same here. Sort of on each of those points there. I know what you mean. This particular tangle can be a little bit sneaky, a bit tricky around the edges, but you know, it's quite nice just to see how it all comes together, isn't it? There you are. See, we've got sort of these little spaces in this section here. Let's have a look. Oh, my zoom doesn't want to work. There we go. Oh, there we go. I'm just going to add a little teardroppy shape in there. Yeah, see, just getting one in. If you can't, you can always put a dot in, it's fine. Again, it's just sort of breaking up that same line thickness around the piece. There we are. You see little sort of marks. I think that's almost done. I'm just going to add a couple of little dots. See, quite a biggish little either side. Let's do the same on those. Alright, same again. Something really nice, isn't it, about working with a round tile? It just allows you to move it around really easy. And there's no up or down, not with this one anyway. Just enjoying the process, working our way around it. Oh, good question. What is a pre-strung tile? Okay. Now a normal tile is blank and there's nothing on it. If I was to draw a line on it as a guide, which we do quite a lot, that's known as a string. So a pre-strung tile means that it's got something printed on it to help you create a design. So the pre-strung tiles that I've done are already tangled, so they're already in quite a way through. Almost you could just ink it if you wanted to, and you've got a really good design, or you can add to it. So that's what it means. Just means it's already printed. So now if I was to print this one and send you this, you'd know this as a pre-strung tile because we've now got all the design on it. Okay, so let's have a look then. I'm going to bring in a little bit of pencil. I'm going to avoid blue because blue makes it feel like it's a snowflake, so I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to bring in a bit of red and a bit of orange, I think. There we go, a bit of orange there, a bit of red. Okay. Louise, you can foil them, but they don't completely foil because they've got like a tooth, like a sort of a texture on them. So the foil will pick up on certain parts, but not all the way of it, all the way through. So yeah. So if you actually try and foil one of these, don't think, oh, it's not working. It's just because we've got that bit of texture. It'll only pick up on the bits that are on the surface at the top, and it won't pick up on the bits that are underneath. See, if I can show you that with the pencil, hang on a second. You see, it's only coloured so much of it, it's just sort of, it's not sunk into the surface as it is just sitting there on the top. And that's what your foil would do. So you'll get a little bit of sparkle, but it won't completely do it like the books do. Okay. So you can see I'm just sort of adding almost that little smirk. Now we know that we can't use the pencils with a tortillon. It doesn't quite work unless you mix them with a little bit of baby oil, which I'm not going to do today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my orange in, and then I'm just going to swirl it round that red. Oh, typical. Picked one that needs sharpening. Okay, I'm just going to, maybe I'll pick on a couple of orange and I'll just change my colour over. Yeah, okay. So I've got a slightly lighter one. I'll sharpen it later. Okay. So you can see that as you're sort of working your way around, they start to merge together. It's, you know, it's works really well with wax pencils. If you've got pastels, you can do this and use your tortillon to soften them. But I'm going to colour the whole thing, just so you can see. That's where we're adding the colour bits. Now you can do the whole thing in colour if you want to, or you can just pick a bit to highlight, which is probably what I'm going to do. And it's going to, yeah, see, it's going to add that little bit of colour in. I think I'm going to do the rest in pencil and tortillon, but I just wanted to add that little bit of colour in there. There we are. So you're just sort of working it round and into this one. There we go. Okay. So if I come in now with my pencil, I'm just gonna do that little sort of smirk shape. Now that way I'm gonna do that way, sort of more to that side, but it doesn't matter. And you see here where that's going under, I'm just gonna add a little bit underneath there. Okay, and same there, look, just a little bit, see underneath. Let's do underneath there. Just to sort of give it a little bit of, ooh, better do that one. Bit of idea that there's something going underneath. There you go. So don't worry if they all go different ways, it's fine. We don't need to think about the light source or anything like that. It's just about adding a little bit of graphite. That's all we're doing. Okay. So same sort of here. Right, same on this one. I could have done the middle ones while I was going about it, couldn't I? But I'll go back in and do them in a minute. Yeah, there's a Create It Live, isn't there, in Peterborough a few weeks. I'm going to be at Harrogate. I'm doing it at, is it Stamp Addicts in Harrogate? That's been booked for a long time. So I'm just going to go round the outside of these bubble shapes now. I think that's the third weekend in October. And then, of course, the fourth weekend in October, I'll be at Craftopia. So I don't know if any of you have booked onto that. That should be fun, actually. I'm really looking forward to that. And then at some point, it'd be nice to sort of take a bit of a break and have a holiday, I think. Don't know though. I don't know if I do a couple of weeks off. Don't know. We'll sort that when it comes. Okay. Oh, Nancy, this is a very special pencil. It's my own version. So it's exactly the right level of shade for what you need. There we are. And we'll give it a try in a minute because we're about to use the tortillon with it. Okay, oh, cup of tea first now. No pressure. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to start in the middle. Just going to, because they're so small, just sort of going to gently smudge them a little bit, really. There's not much more you can do with them. Even with with a pointed tortillon. Something on the end. There you go. And then, of course, working my way. See, this happens sometimes. You see on the end, I've actually got, it's like a little bit sticking off. So we're just going to, there you go, wrap it round again. If it sort of persists, I'll get the nail file out. Or a pair of scissors and just trim it. But it's good, the hair, see, it's good to go. Alright. So with these, I'm not trying to fill it like I did with the coloured ones. I'm just sort of softening the edges and leaving a little bit of the original colour exposed. Okay. Rose, it's the big one. We're putting the big pencil in and the white pencil with the book tomorrow. I just wanted to give you everything you needed so you could, well, apart from tiles, because everybody's got their own preference with tile colours now. So, yeah, you've got, oh, that one I'm going to just work it round. There we go. Sort of there. Adding that touch of softness to the bit there, where the graphite's just touching the paper, you see. Look, just sort of sorting that tortillon out with that point at the end has worked really well now. Doing exactly what I want it to do. There you are, just softening round. There we are. Okay, see, just in little bits. There's not much you've got to do with it, as long as you can leave a little bit. It's really nice. There you go. Just working your way around. I still think this will look really nice doing it with a white gel pen. Perhaps if I get a chance, I'll have a go at that. I'll do it on a different colour. And of course, it doesn't have to be round. You could maybe just do the middle round and work it on a square tile. So you'd have sort of this as a squarish frame. That could look quite nice. So there's lots of different ways of doing it. You don't have to do it exactly the same as me. Oh, nice little design this, isn't it? There we go. So we've actually worked on all the main shapes, but we still need to come in with a pencil and do a little bit more. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose the bit in the middle there. I'm just going to bring in a bit of pencil in there. Okay. And then just sort of working across the bottom of those. See? And now it depends on what bit you pick to add shadow to, is how it's going to look. You're going to get different variations. So I could have chose to do the bit in the middle here, and that would have given me a different finish. But once you've decided, you know, stick to it and don't try and do all of it. There we go. So I'm just going to soften those edges out. Okay. All right. And then just sort of give this a little bit of a touch. You see, I'm just working up along the shape that I've drawn there and just easing it off a little bit. Oh, thank you, Glenys. You know, I know sometimes it's a bit, when you're working with paper, it sort of sucks the life out of your hands. So I do moisturise. We've been really busy with books this week. But no, they're not too sore, it's okay. But thank you for asking. But you'll not see me with false nails or painted nails tomorrow on Create and Craft looking all nice and neat. My hands, I'm afraid, are what you see is what you get. I'm a working girl. And we've had a lot of books to make that we're still making, so yeah. It's good though, we get used to it, don't mind. And you've seen how they're made, you've seen the video, so there we go. I think I need a little bit more in the middle. And because there's only so much of the graphite you can put in, I'm going to come back in with pen. Let's just go up a little bit. There we go. So what I'm going to do is just sort of redefine those first lines. That's a starting point. And then I'm just going to sort of flick out all around. There we go. You see the difference that's made? And then come into these little shapes that we aura'd on the inside line. I'm just going to add a bit of weight. See, just by adding a bit more on those, it just sort of thickening the line up really. So I'm just following along, just on those two. And the same here, just working them along. It doesn't mean you've got to press on anymore, you're just going to add a little bit more. And it's almost, again, bringing that black back because you'll have gone over it with pencil. Okay. There we are. Just taking your time. And the next one. And in this one. So you've still got time to get your tiles in. We're going to be swapping them Tuesday, Wednesday next week. So if you've not done tile 9, yeah, you've got all weekend to get that done. So I hope that you're going to have a go. I'm sure you'll be fab. So here we go. I think I'm going to redefine these little swirls. You know, just because the graphite's gone over them and I like them to show up. So just going back over them. Just sort of brings them a little bit more in front of what it is we need to do there. Okay. And then just continuing, see, keep it going. There we are, same with this one. And around. Just keep it going until you've gone all the way around. There we go. Actually, I think I'm even going to just choose 2 lines this side now as well. See that, just that edge. Yeah, so you know, until you actually look at it, sometimes you don't make a full decision. You're not quite sure where it's going to lead. But you know, you can always go back and change it. There's no rush. There we we are. See, just... There we go. Oh, sorry, did I give you an earlier date? Yeah, it is next Thursday for the tile swap. I have no idea what day it is. There we are. Okay, so that is what I would say finished, complete. The only thing I need to do with it is to put my initials. So I'm going to actually add them quite small, I think, here today. There we go. My initials there. And a little bit further out, there we go. So that is, it's quite different, isn't it? It does look quite snowflake-like, but you can see depending on where you actually add your shadow, you are going to get a slightly different effect. But yeah, I kind of like that one. So yeah, have a bit of fun with this one, see how you get on. And of course, if you're in the States and you're around tonight, then I'll be on. But if not, not a problem. If you've got nothing else to do tomorrow, if you're not out and about, you know, if you want to catch a glimpse, I'll be doing some demos and things like that with the new book 6. I'll look forward to spending some time with you if you can. And yeah, you've got plenty to do. Get on with this one. You've still got the tile from Wednesday. Oh, it's just beautiful, wasn't it? And of course, yeah, the tile swap. So plenty to be getting on with. Have a lot of fun with it. Have a lovely weekend. And I will see you back here on Wednesday at 2 o'clock. So until then, you take care, everybody. And I'll see you then. Okay, bye.